What's up, you guys? It's Christian. Welcome to Christian's Cops. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I appreciate you for pulling up on me. Today, I do not have an unboxing, but I do have a review. I actually recorded an entire video doing the unboxing, and I have like a habit of hitting the spacebar on my keyboard when I'm at my computer. It's like when I'm at my computer, I'm usually playing music, and I just use the spacebar to pause it and go do something if I have to do something. So when I step away from my computer, it's habit to just boom, hit space. And I stopped recording audio like halfway through the video, and I actually just re-recorded the video for the second time and did the same exact thing again. So this is my third time recording this video. So I've already done the unboxing. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. I have today some Louis Vuitton Millionaire 1.1 sunglasses. Just a little backstory. When I was younger, I remember seeing the original 1.0 versions like in music videos, just on the internet, because I was super into like fashion culture and sneakers and things like that as a kid. So I'd be on the internet just browsing through all of it, and I remember seeing the 1.0 millionaires all the time, and I used to want them so bad. So when Virgil redesigned them and called them the 1.1, RIP to Virgil, when he did that, the shape was updated. It keeps those same nuances and details like the 1.0 version did. It was just like an updated version, so I had to grab a pair. So I have a pair over here. I have 3 pairs here total. So let's go ahead and get into the first one. Louis Vuitton box, blue tab, slide out box, blue Louis Vuitton case inside. So something I've read about these sunglasses is different colored glasses come with different colored cases. The only cases that I've seen are a black case, a blue case, and a white case. This one came with a blue case. I bought these off of Grailed. I got them for a really good price, pre-owned. This case might not be the actual case that came with these glasses, but this person sounds like they have like a collection maybe. And I asked if I could have the original packaging and everything, and they provided me a Louis Vuitton box. They said that they had multiple in their storage and they would just grab one for me, so shout out to them. But this pair came from, like I said, Grailed. I spilled coffee on the receipt. They gave me this receipt. It's from Louis Vuitton in the Netherlands. It says store I-93 Netherlands. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the receipt that they gave me from their original purchase. Louis Vuitton card inside, and then they also gave me the original shopping bag. So I bought 2 pairs, and I'm going to be doing like a comparison between the two because they're 2 different fits. I have an Eastern version and a Western version, and I also have a pair straight from the Louis Vuitton store in Houston that I can compare them to. There it is. It's a nice like foresty green color, green enamel on the hinges, gunmetal hardware going around on the hinges, the front of the frame with the Louis Vuitton monogram all around, LV logo on the side of the temple. So it's a high quality acetate, a nice kind of translucent green lens. LV logo is on this side. It's up there in the corner. These lenses are a little scratched up. I'm gonna keep them as is. You know, you can always swap out lenses of sunglasses and glasses, but I'm gonna keep these as is. This is like something new that I'm getting into, is collecting this specific frame, this Louis Vuitton Millionaire 1.1. I wanna get all the colors. I work in luxury eyewear, and someone that I work with, they had a collection of these that was massive. Like, they had every single color that had ever came out pretty much. They had the Virgil, it's called the Zoom with Friends edition of this frame. It's got little characters on the side that Virgil designed for like his rollout of like a new collection. But seeing that collection was like, damn, like I would like to have that as well. But with that being said, I took these in to work. We compared this to the rest of the collection because I wanted to make sure that what I bought was real. And I got these for a really good deal, so I wanted to just make sure that I didn't waste my money on a replica product. And we came to the conclusion that these are in fact authentic. There's a few things that we can go over to talk about authenticity. Number one is the monogram metal going around the front and the top of the frame here. It should not be flush with the acetate, the main part of the frame. It should stick out some. So you can kind of see here in the corner it's sticking out, over here on the side it's sticking out, and across the top looking at the front you can see the metal. So the hardware should not be flush. It should be poking out slightly. And you can especially see it on the corners. Aside from that, some other things to look out for if you guys are interested in buying 1.1 millionaires, making sure the color code and the style code are correct. So on the left temple, these random numbers here, those are not random numbers. That is the style code of the frame, and that is also the color code. So if you type this in on Google, this frame should pop up. So this frame is Z2072E. That's the style number. The color code is 7R1. So when you type that in on Google, this frame pops up. That E at the end of the style code stands for Eastern. That means that this is the Eastern fit, which means that the frame has nose pads. Not like metal nose pads that stick out and they, like a pair of reading glasses. But on here, it's just the acetate kind of pokes out some. So you can see where there's kind of a glare here on both sides. Right here, this curve, that is the nose pad. So we have, first, the metal should not be flush. It should poke out some. We need to check the color code, the style code, and we need to make sure that the font is correct on the right temple for the Louis Vuitton logo. And lastly, the right temple on the back of it, back here, there's a serial number. So sadly, I don't think you can actually see the serial number, like you can read it, but you can see that there's something punched in here on the back of the temple. That serial number needs to be textured. You should be able to rub your fingernail against it, and it's like lasered in, it's like embossed. I hope that you could hear that through the mic. But it's like lasered in, it's not printed on. Depending on the year that the frame came out, there's different colorways and different batches and different years that things were manufactured. And sometimes, like the Louis Vuitton is also etched in, sometimes it's not. And on this pair specifically, it's not. Same thing, I believe, on the other temple with the color code, style code, and everything. It just depends on when it was made, what batch it came from. But this pair is good. All the things check out. That made me really happy to hear, because I got these, like I said, for a pretty good deal, relatively speaking. But yeah, that's this frame. It's like the green color, green lens, gunmetal hardware. Everything is good. And here's how it looks on. This is the Eastern fit, which is what I prefer. Very excited to have these. I'm ready to put something on with these. If you guys would like to see what I put on with these, follow me on Instagram at Christian's Cops, same as my YouTube name. I'm going to be posting fit pics on there with things that I cop. But yeah, that's this pair. Secondly, I bought another pair off of eBay. Powder blue colorway. Fire. Different vibe. Definitely not an everyday type of deal, type of pair of sunglasses, but putting the right outfit on, these can be crazy. And then also, just for collection purposes, making sure that I have this color was pretty important. I wanted to make sure I got it. Yeah, we got the powder blue with the silver powder blue enamel where the LV logo is on the side. Silver hardware. This is not gunmetal, it's not gold, that is silver. Nice translucent blue lens. These lenses on these pairs are not super dark. You can still see your eyes through. LV logo on the corner. You can kind of see it. So there's a difference between this pair and this pair. This is the Eastern fit, which I prefer. This is the Western fit, which I'm realizing I do not prefer. So the main difference between the two is the size. So the Eastern pair is a 58-17-145. This is 55-17-145, so it's smaller. And I've done research. I did the comparisons in the store with the other pairs. The 55 is the Western version size. The 58 is the Eastern version size. So overall, it's a little bit smaller of a frame. It's not huge. It's only 3 millimeters, but in a sunglass, that 3 millimeters kind of makes a big difference. And then secondly, this pair has no nose pads. That glare that was happening on the green pair, not here. No nose pad. Nose pad, you can see where it's curving, the glare. No nose pad, no glare. The style code on this pair, Z1327W, color code 91W. If you type that in on Google, this pops up. And that's what you want when you're looking into buying a pair of these. The Louis Vuitton on the inside of the right temple. Everything's correct. The serial number on the back of the right temple. There is texture, the metal hardware going around the frame. You can see that it's poking out. It is not flush. Checks off all the boxes. Now, the thing about this pair that kind of upset me is this temple is kind of sticking out to the right. You can see it's like going outwards, and it makes it look like this instead of just being like this. So I'm gonna take these to my job and see if we can fix that. With that being said, I didn't know that. I've learned a lot working in the eyewear industry, and man, like, things can be repaired. I always thought that when you fuck up something with your sunglasses, you're just out of luck, like, go buy another pair. But a lot of things, first off, have manufacturer warranties. Didn't know that. So like, if you buy a pair of Gucci's at Gucci, if you fuck something up, a lot of the times it can be covered under warranty, and if not, it can be replaced or repaired. Like, I had no idea. These are bought secondhand, so there's no taking this to the store to get a repair, but I'm sure we can figure out how to fix this for me. Same thing with like lenses. This pair also came kind of scratched up, just like the green pair, but I'm gonna leave it as is. But if I wanted to, these lenses come right out. You can take this lens out and put a new one in. It just won't have the logo unless you get them straight from LV. Glasses can be repaired. They can be, like, parts can be replaced. There's all these bolts that are on the frame, like, and check your own sunglasses. There's like bolts that can be like screwed in and taken out. Those are functional pieces. It's not just for looks. I never realized, like, this is like a fucking expensive Lego set. Like, these things come apart. You can take things apart and put them back together and replace them, repair them. Like, I had no idea, but just some information for you guys. If you have sunglasses, like, if you're into sunglasses, you can make them last a fucking lifetime, low key. That is the blue pair. I also have a black pair. I have these out just to kind of show everything that I talked about. This black pair, I have the actual receipt. These came from the Louis Vuitton store in the Houston Galleria back when I lived in Houston. So here's the bag. I spilled something on it. I don't know what I spilled on it, but here's the bag, little packet. And this is where the receipt is. Open it up. Inside, I bought these quite some time ago. The receipt's kind of fading, but Louis Vuitton. But I have this pair out to kind of compare and just to show you guys all the things that I talked about for how you can authenticate your own pair if you are in the market for buying a pair of these. This is the Eastern fit. It has those nose pads. You can see the curve, the glare here. The style code for this pair is Z1165E. The color code is 93L, made in Italy. The Louis Vuitton script inside is correct. Serial number on the back of the temple. Hopefully you can hear that, but it is textured, it is lasered in. The gold monogram all across the top and the side is not flush. That is one of the main things to look for. You see the gold kind of poking out there, kind of poking out on the top as well. That is a telltale sign. If you see a pair and this corner is flush with the frame, no good. That's the number one thing. That's these. So we now have the green, Eastern fit, my preference. The blue, not my preference, because it is the Western fit, but it's still cool. And this color is not an everyday type of thing. The green and the black you can get away with wearing more, but this blue is kind of loud, so the fit has to definitely be right to wear these ones. And we have the black. Again, my preference, the Western fit. You can kind of see the shape difference in the sizing. So like how much bigger this one is than this one. But yeah, super excited to have these. Very excited. I'm excited to get this collection going and get working on it. That's it for this one, you guys. Louis Vuitton Millionaire 1.1s, a little Eastern versus Western fit, a little real versus, well, there's no fake, but a little best practices for figuring out if your pair is authentic or not. If you're on the hunt for a pair, kind of some things to look for, some specific pictures to ask for. It's gonna be it for this one, you guys. I appreciate you for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to see how I put things on, follow me on Instagram, TikTok at Christians Cops. And yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.